going to draw a bunch of birds sitting on a telephone wire. And the first thing we're going to do is hold our paper the tall way. Now to start out, we're going to start with the ground. So the ground is just a bump on the bottom. You're then going to take your time, use your pencil for now, and just shade this in or color it in. We're going to make this solid black later. And instead of me taking time and spending the whole time coloring this black, just remember you have to color this all black with your Sharpie. After you do that, we're going to start with our birds. So we're going to make about 3 lines on the top. 1, 2, 3. These are our telephone wires. Each one of these, we're going to add some birds sitting on the wire. Now, there's a couple ways we can draw them. We can draw them sitting straight on, meaning you see their backs. So start with a curve, an oval, and then just a little point for the tail. These will also be solid black. These are in a shadow or a silhouette. Then you could draw one maybe on the side. So this would be a curve. You would have a U shape, make the little point, and then make another curve. So that is another bird. Like I said, you're coloring these totally solid black. I'm just doing it scribble scrabble for now for time's sake. Let me draw another one for you. Let's do one turning to the side. Head here, maybe make a little point. Curve, make a belly, and then make your point. So those are 3 different kinds of birds that you can repeat over and over because you just would draw them in different spots. And I would suggest maybe 3 to 5, but it actually looks better with more birds on it. So you can draw as many birds as you want. Once you draw the birds, these, like I said, are all solid black. I'll color one to solid black so you remember. Take your time. If you don't have a Sharpie at home, use a black marker. If you don't have a black marker, use a black crayon or a black pencil. Anything that's black that you can trace with. And remember, this all down here is also all black. Now, the part that we're going to work on right now is the telephone poles. Now, I'm going to do it in Sharpie, but you're doing this in pencil. Make a dot on the edge. You're going to take your ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, use a lid, use the edge of a book, whatever you have to work. Start here, make a diagonal come up. Then you're going to make another diagonal come down. These are going to be erased, so don't worry about it. We are now going to draw our telephone poles. So to start them out, you start here and you start with a long line. Make sure it comes all the way to the edge. Just keep coming down. And make sure it comes all the way to that line. I went a little too far here, but that's okay because I'm going to make this the bridge. So we're going to make a bridge here. So make a line, and then I'm going to make this part my bridge. Lastly, we're going to add water here. So as your water. I know it looks super confusing right now, but you are going to erase this line here. So it will not look as confusing. And then we're going to add the lines for the telephone pole. So those are your telephone poles. Now, let me paint this a little bit so it makes a little more sense. This part here is all water. So this is all your water. This, like I said here, is going to be solid black. And when you're in class with me, this will be a lot easier because we'll do this step by step together. So this is all water. This part here is then a sunset all the way up. And you want to start with your sunset color. So let's start with, in this case, let's start with some reds or some pinks. And then we're going to use some reds. And we don't want to start with blue because the water is right there and it gets super confusing. Remember, this line's gone on your paper. And if you want your ground, if you feel like this needs to come up higher, make your ground come up higher. If it looks a little strange to you, make the ground come up higher. And then you're going to add yellows, and then it's going to be blues and purples all the way up. So take your time, go slow, look at the example. The example will definitely help you out. And I need you to go, like I said, super slow. And I just realized you could not see that bird on top. So I'm going to scoot that down and do it one more time. So this bird is a curve, a diagonal, come up, and then make a point. So I just wanted you to re-see that bird. Go slow, take your time, look at the example, and I will be there to answer any of your questions. And I cannot wait to see your birds.